Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwant and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of meeting Marianne Vanella at the Sales 2.0 conference. Welcome, Marianne.
Yeah, thanks. Great to be here.
So share your vision of what do you see happening in sales organizations right now?
That's a great question because I started the Vanella Group 14 years ago. And at that time, I worked with a lot of really large companies and they had no infrastructure in their sales organizations. Everybody was still doing stuff on hard copy. A lot of big companies didn't even have a CRM. So today, they have a CRM and they have a lot of infrastructure. And sometimes there's so much infrastructure that they're not really leveraging the full capabilities of that. So when I go into an organization and we're doing some sales development work where we're identifying buy cycles for them, there's all these things in place that can support the life cycle of that information. The theme of this conference was success in real time, but you can only be successful in real time if you know where you've been.
Right. So what you're saying in essence that sales organization build a sales engine that is capable of driving 200 miles an hour and amble along at 40.
Right, right. So sometimes there's this over automation, right? So there's all this automation and all these things happening, but it doesn't even make it into the system. Or one of the things I notice is when you don't have a good process for managing relationships, that's when you have customers getting emails they shouldn't get, or they're being communicated with like nobody knows them. You have customers getting emails that should go to prospects and those types of things. So that's why it's really important for at a sales rep level to capture the right information. Like one of the things I do with companies, because when we go in, I look at their CRM first, right? Before we do any kind of sales development, it's like, okay, what is your selling environment look like from a technology standpoint? And one of the things I notice is CRMs tend to reflect different eras of management, right? So now people are walking into maybe 5-6 layers deep of management that has owned a system. So you look in there and it's like, what's going on in here, right? And so, and sometimes when they set them up, they give way too many things for reps to do. Right? So they're like, well, we want you to pull down this and fill out that and do this and do that. And that's just way too much, because if you're adding 20 minutes to each customer interaction, what the rep does is like, I'm not going to put anything in here, right? So we create a systematic way for them to get data in there very fast, so it's not impacting their time with customers and their selling time, but also that way the information is getting in there. So your customer's having a progressive experience, and that way you've got your immediate, near-term, long-term opportunities that you're always doing the right thing at the right time. And that does take a human element. You do have to capture that human interaction. You can't automate all of that.
It sounds like you are helping organizations get better ROI of the technology they're invested in, and get better ROI of the people and the processes.
Right. In fact, we have, like when we do notes, when we talk to their prospects, and we build out our note blocks, so many times they're using our note blocks as examples to the sales team and saying, this is what you need to put in here, right? Because that way when you go back in 6 months, you know what conversations you've had and you're not repeating things. Because I mean, you've probably experienced this. You talk to a company and then a few months later they call you back and they don't know anything about the conversation, right? They don't remember any of it. They don't, and so you're repeating things. That's irritating. So you want to avoid those kind of experiences with your prospects, especially in large, big dollar deals. You don't want to have to review conversations over and over again. So.
Well, thank you, Marianne.
Thanks.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
For anybody who would like to get more information, go to vanellagroup.com. Thank you, Marianne.
Great. Thanks so much.